And hello, everybody! We're back, and I can see a lot better.
And maybe we might be able to read.
This will be episode,
23?
Is it 23? I thought the last one was 23. 5, 10, 15, 20... 1, 2, 3... Why is that one... What?
It's saved as an MP4. 0 byte size.
Oh, that's probably the one that's recording currently, a placeholder. It's like, what?
I hope so.
Better be! 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22... one in the editor is 23, so yeah, 24. I thought it was. Now that we've established what episode number this is, let's play! So we decided to join Katima and Cromwell and the Knights. And fight.
Now that our intermission is over, So, Kazomu! Every time I say Nozomu weirdly, I want to say Zabumafu instead.
Katima and Cromway, not Cromwell. Meet us when we arrive back.
Is doing well.
When we arrive back in Yodaha. We give them our answer in front of all the villagers.
Nah.
Those of us with eternity swords will help them fight.
That's like, what, 3 out of like 200 or something?
However, our main goal of going home hasn't changed after joining them. They're overjoyed to hear that we'll help. Katima immediately throws her arms around me.
Thank you, you're indeed my angels.
Really? I'm, glad you're happy? She hugs me tight with her whole body. Her long blonde hair tickles my nose and wraps me in its soft smell. I suddenly feel a hateful gaze. Katima, I understand, so please let go. I can't breathe.
You should get the blue tunic. Katima, are you trying to break him before the battle? Oops, my humblest apologies. I was so happy that I got carried away. Better than being flushed away.
I thought she was more composed, but she gets surprisingly worked up. Right, Nozomi?
Whatever.
She turns away in a huff. Where the heck did that come from? That's twice I've been blindsided in the last few moments.
Nozomu-kun, ちょっと顔赤いわよ。
Nozomu, you're blushing.
Don't spread lies about me.
ちょっとからかっただけなのに。何その慌てよう。
Just teasing you a little. Don't get so upset.
バカ、Nozomuのバカ。
Jerk, stupid Nozomu.
What am I getting scolded for? Did I do something wrong? Katima, the cause of all this, smiles as she watches us. I never imagined that she'd get under Nozomi's skin too.
のぞみ殿、さつき殿、お二人にも感謝いたします。
Lady Nozomi, Lady Satsuki, I am grateful to you both.
She shakes both their hands. You know, I had another weird little thought. When we landed Minobi, that was after Zetsu had left. So he left when we were still in the air.
I still say that he's in the school. He left like the battle, but then like went into like the attic or something, and he's in the school.
Well, he kinda has to be, unless he left after we landed or can fly.
Or just glide. Gliding isn't too impossibly hard.
She shakes both their hands.
真剣お使いになる方が3人も味方に入ってくだされば、この戦いも勝ったようなものですな。
Try to max that accent if you dare.
With 3 more Eternity Sword users on our side, we've practically already won!
いや、全くです。
Seriously! They all smile broadly in open gratitude as they shake our hands, but Cromway loudly chastises them.
喜ぶのは早い。これでようやく奴らに抵抗できる戦力が整ったというところだ。
It's too soon to celebrate. Now we finally have the strength to resist them.
ダラバの手に夜食がある限り、こちらにどんな力があったとしても油断はできない。
But as long as Drav holds Nightshine, no matter how strong we are, we can't let our guard down.
ダラバって人はそんなに強いの？
Is he really that strong?
反乱を起こす以前はアイギアの飛翔と呼ばれ恐れられた男です。個人の戦闘能力もさることながら、将としての巧みさも右に出る者はいないでしょう。
Before he revolted, he was feared as the blade of Aegea. He is an excellent swordsman and a skilled general, second to none. He speaks grimly but coldly, not underestimating his enemy, just giving us frank analysis of Drav. He really is a knight through and through.
しかし相手が誰であろうと戦う意志に変わりはありません。望む殿たちが我らが反乱軍に加わってくださったのです。負けはしません。
But it matters not who our opponent is. We will still fight. With you helping our rebellion, we will not be defeated.
当然、私たちも負けるつもりはないわ。やるからには勝たないと。
Naturally, we're not going to lose either. That just leaves winning.
そうだね。勝ってみんなと元の世界に帰るんだもんね。
That's right. We'll win and we'll all go back to our original world.
Then, Katima, once again, we're in your hands. I reach my hand out to her and she takes it.
はい、こちらこそよろしくお願いします。望む殿。
Yes, thank you for your continued assistance, Sir Nozomu.
Hold it. We're all on the same side now. Can you stop calling me sir?
私もなんかのぞみ殿って呼ばれてると肩が凝ってくるのよね。
Me too, me too. I kind of feel all nervous whenever you call me lady. Okay, so Nozomi can be the sir.
で
And
は、
Nozomu can be the
何
lady.
とお呼びすればよろしいのでしょう。
It's like some sort of bad fan fiction. I see. Then what should I call you?
Apparently, she thinks it's only natural to call us by some honorific title. But that's because she thought that we were angels before. I want her to treat us as one of them from now on. Just Nozomu. We're friends now.
望むってよろしいのですか？
Nozomu is fine.
私のことものぞみって呼んでね。
Just call me Nozomi too, okay? You got it,
わ
Nozomi
かり
too.
ました。のぞみ。さ
I
つき殿。
understand. Nozomu, Nozomi, Lady Satsuki.
なんで私だけ殿がついてるの？私も呼び捨てでいいわよ。
Why am I the only one saying lady? Just call me by my name too.
Because you didn't speak up, that's why.
The pixie's gonna want to be lady.
さつき殿という感じがいたしますので。
You simply seem like that.
それってどういう意味？
Hey, those eyes. What's that supposed to mean?
昨日はのぞむが表にいたが、本来リーダーはさつきだからな。同じリーダー同士、
遠慮する部分もあるということだろう。
Nozomu was at the head yesterday, but Satsuki is the original leader. There's a certain tact between the leaders of groups.
そうじゃあいいけど
Oh, then that's fine.
There's one other thing.
何でも言ってください、望む。
Please say it, Nozomu.
It's about our companions.
森殿や美里殿たちのことですね。
Sir Morley, Lady Zatsu, and the others.
私たちと手を組むってことは非戦闘員である彼らも巻き込むことになるの。万が一の場合彼らだけは逃がすからそのつもりでいてね。
We're helping you, but they can't fight and they are being dragged into it. In an emergency, it's our responsibility to get them to safety.
分かっています。望むたちの大切な仲間です。私たちが命を張ってお守りします。
I understand they are your important companions. We will guard their lives.
It's a relief to hear that. Okay, thank you.
はい。
Yes.
And so we joined the rebels fighting against Grundraz. Back in our old world, we never dreamed that we'd be fighting a war in a whole different world. I can't hold back my nervousness about what kind of battle we'll be thrown into. But it's even more important for me that we found allies in this world. Everyone at school knows what's happening to both this world and Katima's people. If we all work together, hopefully we can come out of it alive. That confidence and conviction in our strength boils inside my chest.
クロムウェイ様、放っておった密偵の一人が戻ってきたようです。
Lord Cromway! One of our spies has come back!
そうか、報告を聞こう。
I see. I'll hear his report.
報告します。本日未明、グルンドラスより放たれた矛がアズライルに侵攻しました。数は不明。
Reporting. Before dawn this morning, the lance left from Grundraz and advanced on Azulir, number unknown.
アズライールしまった。
Azulir? Damn it! All of them go pale. Apparently the battle's taken a really bad turn.
どうされたんです？
What's going on?
我々の補給拠点を奪われた。いや、奪われかけているのです。
We've lost our supply base. No, we're about to lose it.
補給拠点？
Supply base?
我々反乱軍は隣国のクシャトを経由して補給を行っています。
Our rebel forces have been resupplying in Kushat, the neighboring country.
アズライールはクシャトとこの地域を結ぶ重要な拠点。そこを奪われてしまえば反乱軍の兵糧は一月と持たない。
Azulir is a critical base connecting this region to Kushat. If we lose it, we won't have enough food to last a month.
このままではダラバに戦いを仕掛けるどころではなくなる。そういうことです。
If we don't do something, then we won't even be able to attack Drav. That's what it means. He bites his lip until it turns white, frustrated about the situation. Katima, on the other hand, calmly puts her hand on the hilt of her sword and closes her eyes.
矛がアズライールに侵攻したのは今朝ですね。ならば、もうアズライールは敵の手に落ちているでしょう。
If the lance was advancing on Aselia this morning, then it may have already fallen to the enemy.
大規模な戦闘が起き、おそらくは多くの兵が命を落としたはず。
There would have been a major battle. Many soldiers may have given their lives.
くそ、矛め。
Damn the lance!
犠牲者たちの冥福を祈りましょう。
Yes, let us pray that the fallen find rest.
They all turn to the north and close their eyes in silent prayer. We close our eyes like them.
アズライールには大勢の民がいたはずです。彼らがどのような目にあったのかと思うと胸が張り裂けそうです。
There were many people in Aselia. Thinking about what they went through makes my heart feel like it's about to burst.
I open my eyes slightly and look at her. She's staring ahead of her with a very different look from before.
本来ならばもっと時間をかけてファランタの町より進行する手はずでしたが、民を見捨ててはおけません。いいでしょう、クロムウェイ。
Originally, I planned to take longer and proceed through Farrant, but we cannot abandon those people. Do you agree, Cromwell?
ええ、一刻も早く奪還する必要があるでしょう。ここはこちらが動くしかない。
Yes, we must recapture it as soon as possible. We have no choice but to move. The two of them don't say much, but it sounds like they've made the decision to fight. They look like generals going to war, shouldering the sadness and hatred of their men on themselves.
望む？思ったよりも厳しい戦いになりそうです。一緒に戦ってくれますか
Nozomu, it appears that this battle will be harsher than expected. Will you fight with us?
Kind of already agreed to. I glance at Nozomi and Satsuki to make sure we're all in agreement. Both of them have already made up their minds.
Hopefully this is going to be an actual other battle, so that'll be fun.
Of course, that's what we're here for.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you. Then...
まさか、いきなり戦になるとはね。
It's already turned into war, hasn't it?
Guessing that our school is going to make a better base of operations than their little village.
Probably. Is this supposed to be like a baseball diamond? That's what I'm wondering about. Like, just two things. That fencing on the left thing there.
Probably.
With something behind it. Looks like it might be part of a baseball diamond, I guess, but there's only the one line on the ground. And two, why is there still that pole there? You'd have thought with all the moving around they probably would have fallen by now. All the wires on it have fallen away, so I think the pole's kind of superfluous right now.
It still hasn't sunk in.
とりあえずみんなに報告しましょう。
For now, let's tell everyone else. And the school missing, what has that done to the town? Because it had electrical wires running through the school, potentially, running past the school grounds.
Satsuki takes a big breath and turns toward the school.
みんな聞いて
Listen, everyone!
My ears are ringing from being so close. I didn't think she was going to tell them from here. A bunch of heads start poking out of the
これ
windows.
から戦いになるの。みんなは安全な場所に避難してて。
We're about to fight. Everyone take shelter somewhere safe.
決して物部屋から降りないでね。
Absolutely don't get up and out.
わかった。頑張ってこいよ。
Got it! You can do it!
頑張ってくるからね。
Yep, we'll do our best.
They cheer us on from the windows. When I turn back to the villagers, they've fallen into ranks like knights. Nothing like how they looked before. Katima steps out in front of them and raises her sword up to the sky.
皆さん、この度の戦いは正義の戦いです。アズライールの民を踏みにじる悪を望むたちと成敗しに参ります。
Everyone, this fight is a fight for justice. They are helping us punish the base villains trampling the people of Aselia. The base
皆様
villains?
方の安全は私どもが命をかけてお守りします。ご
We will
安心
give
くだ
our
さい。
lives to keep you safe. Please be at ease.
Her voice echoes clearly and beautifully. Even if there were a million soldiers, they'd all hear her. Everyone at school is bolstered by her appearance and her words. Not just me.
さつきなんぞよりよっぽど力のあるいい声だ。ちっぽけな反乱軍だが、我の目には彼らの背後に数十万の軍勢がおるように見える。
She has strength in her words, even more than Satsuki. It is only a tiny rebellion, but they have the might of 100,000 troops in their eyes.
Don't exaggerate.
そう言いながら、カティマの美しさに目を奪われておるのはどこの誰だ？
You say, but who exactly is being captivated by her beauty?
What? I'm not captive. Ah!
やれやれ、これから戦だというのに緊張感のないことだ。
Sheesh, we march to war without a shred of weight.
それでは参りましょう。これよりアズライールを奪還します。
Then let us be off. We will recapture Aselia.
望むたちの力、信じています。共
I
に
believe
戦い
in
ま
your
しょう。
strength. Let us fight.
Yeah, let's go.
Well, this is interesting.
Yes, we finally get into the gameplay.
How long has this episode been?
Like about 22 minutes.
Yeah, I didn't remember to. Chapter 2!
Chapter 2, mission! Recapture the lands of Aselia. The rebellion ignites.
Of course. Oh, look, victory conditions. Capture as defeat. Varant, lost, or all units defeated. Varant? Alright, let's try out this battle then. Why did you just sit on the town? I thought you weren't supposed to be a giant and you just go around sitting on towns? It's not very nice, you know. It's finally your first campaign. So, have you prepared yourself?
作戦の内容を説明するぞ。
warlock right here. Allow me to explain our tactics.
戦いの目的は北西のアズライールの町を占拠、奪還することにある。
The goal of this battle is to occupy the town of Aselia in the northwest and recapture it. I like how this is supposed to be the northwest town, yet there are towns to the north and west.
アズライールは反乱軍を側面支援している国、クシャトからの重要な補給地だ。
This town is our starting town. The town to the northwest is Aselia.
So you say. What about the town to the west north? Aselia is a vital part of the supply line from Xuse that supports the rebels.
クシャトからの物資がなくなれば、事実上反乱軍の活動は止められたも同然。
If supplies from Xuse are lost, the rebellion is as good as over.
反乱軍と行動を共にする我々が生き残るためにも生命線と言えるのだ。
Our actions with the rebel forces can be called their last chance for survival. A
それ
final
に
fantasy,
個
as
々
it
の
were.
大規模な戦闘に巻き込まれたアズライールの住民たちを少しでも救うためにも急がなくてはなるまい。
And Aselia's citizens are already fighting against the lands. If we do not hurry, there will be none left to save.
反乱軍と我々はシーズー、
Oh no,
ラ
I
ダを
guess
経
that's
由して
Chiez.
カルター湖畔のアズラ
Aselier's
イールを
even
目指す。
further up.
We will proceed with the rebel forces to Chiez and Rayed, aiming for the shores of Aselia by Lake Palto.
シーズーとラダのどちらを経由しても構わないが、どちらにもおそらく強力な矛と兵士たちが配置されていると思うのが自然であろう。
You may go through either Chiez or Rayed, but you should probably expect powerful land soldiers to be deployed in both locations.
敵軍の兵士たちはクロムエたちに任せ、
Leave the enemy soldiers to Cromway.
私たちは神経を持つ矛との戦いに集中しましょう。望むくん。
We have our eternity swords. Concentrate on fighting the lands, Nozomu.
こら、ここは我が話す
Hey, I was talking out!
場。いいからいいから。
Whatever. Enough from you.
私たちにとっては初めての集団戦よ。作戦目的が分かったところで戦い方をレクチャーするからよく聞いてね。
I'll tell you how to fight when we encounter the first group. Right now, just concentrate on our overall mission goals.
まず私たちは最大6つの部隊を運用できるの。
First of all, we can deploy a maximum of 6 units. If you look closely, you can see who the extra people we get will be.
I don't think we've got them yet. We only have the 4 of us that have swords right now.
Exactly, we can see the other 2 now. That's,
No, there isn't just gonna be 6, so there'll eventually be 4 unit. Well, actually, it looks like this game there might actually be 6 units eventually.
That's a blonde girl, the green mage on the right. She looks interesting. Right, we can
今
deploy
私
maximum
た
of
ちが
6
作れる
units.
最大部隊数は多くないわ。
Right now, we can't field a very big group.
真剣を持って戦うことができるのはのぞむくん、のぞみちゃん、カティマ、そして私。
The people who can fight with eternity swords are you, Nozomi, Katima, and me.
あと補助としてクリストの子を数体連れてきているからそれを割り当て部隊を補強します。
For support, I brought some tricycles to reinforce our units.
クリスト族は別の時間分子で生きていた種族ね。すでにその分子は滅びているんだけど傭兵的な種族なの。
Christ are a race that lived in another timeline. The time stream that has already fallen into ruin. They're basically like a race of mercenaries. That's convenient.
Okay.
結晶体の中でしか生きることができない種族。これが私の仲間が救出に成功したクリストたち。
The race can only live inside crystals. These are the Christ that my friends have rescued.
Purple? Or is that supposed to be black? I guess that's supposed to be black, but there's a white?
この子たちは私たちに協力してくれているから補助要員として部隊に組み込みましょう。
They've agreed to help us to use them as support members in order to create full units.
ただあくまで補助要員だから支援にしか回れないと思って。
Remember, they're really nothing more than support, so don't expect much more than that.
次に部隊運用の順番について説明するわ。
Next, I'll explain how to use our forces.
味方も敵も部隊には速さというのがあって部隊を構成しているキャラクターたちの速度から部隊の速さが決まるの。
For both allies and enemies, the speed of a unit is determined by the speed of the characters of the unit. I like how you played the previous game and I'm explaining it.
This was not in the previous game at all.
I had a feeling.
速い部隊はそれだけ行動が回ってくるのも速いし回数
A
も多いこ
fast
とにな
unit
る
will
わ。
take action quickly as well as frequently. She's not saying this, you know.
Oh. Whoop. Yeah.
The speed
The speed of each unit is determined by the speed statistic of the characters within it. A faster unit gathers IP faster and brings their turn up sooner. When a unit takes action, their IP will be reset.
UP faster?
So it's not ally turn then enemy turn like the first game.
Nope, it's speed based.
Huh.
部隊行動の順序にはいつも気を配ってね。
Always pay attention to the order units act.
のぞむくん、マップ上での視点の操作を説明するわ。
As always, let me explain how to view the map.
せっかく 3D になったわけだしね。あ、でも難しいことじゃないわよ。
We worked hard to make everything in 3D, you know? But it's not hard to use.
マウスの左ボタンをドラッグすれば上下左右の視点移動ができるわ。
If you click and hold the left mouse button, You can move the camera around. I think it'd be better if the pixie were the one breaking the fourth wall. You might want to move the mouse, maybe, if you want to see other
Oh.
I think.
Oh! I was like, I thought it was automatically scrolling. Then, and then when you said it,
Well,
oh
the
yeah, my
castle-
mouse but pointer's up there in the corner.
There's a castle way up to the north.
Yeah,
Can you
that's,
zoom out?
yeah, that's probably our end goal. That's as far as it'll zoom.
It's a lot better. There's a nice island.
Wow, this is pretty neat.
Little loop-de-loop. No, that doesn't seem to be quite the end. 'Cause there's another secret path behind it. Potentially near. Yes.
I don't see any caves in this one.
Well, duh, they're underground.
I don't know, the first game there was like offshoots that would take you to a cave area, and that's where like the dragons would appear in the later game.
No dragons?
あと右ボタンでドラッグすれば視点の角度を変えられるの。同じ地点を右の方から見たり上の方から見たりね。
And if you hold the right mouse button, you can change the camera's angle. You can look at the whole thing from right above the action.
Alright.
それとホイールボタン。これを使えばマップの
Already
拡大
figured
と
that
縮
one
小
out.
ができるのよ。戦況に応じていろいろな視点を使ってみてね。
There's also the mouse wheel. You can zoom in and out using it. Try to use all kinds of perspectives as the battles call for it.
ちなみに視点が遠くに行き過ぎちゃったりしたら画面下の IP ゲージを使えばいいの。
By the way, if you zoom too far out, you can use the IP gauge at the bottom of the screen.
舞台のシンボルに合わせて左クリックすればその舞台の画面の中央に来るように視点が移動するわ。味方で
You
も
can
敵
left
でも
click the
同じ
symbol
操
for
作で居
unit
場所
thing
がわ
and
かる
the
のよ。
screen will center on it. That way you can always know what enemies and allies are.
環境設定でもキーの割り当てができるから使いやすいように設定してね。
You can also use the preferences screen to configure the keys in the easiest way for you to play.
まあこんな感じでわかりやすくなってるけど
As you can see, it's pretty easy to control.
面白いからってグリグリ動かしてるとそのうち酔っちゃうかもね。私も経験あるから気をつけてね。
But if you play around with the camera too much, it could make you dizzy. I've had it happen myself, so be careful, alright?
さてさて他にもいろいろと説明があるんだけど
Okay, there's still a lot more to explain.
一つ一つ続けて話すと結構長くなるのよ。もし急いでるなら説明は後回しにしてもいいわ。後で時間ができた時に項目ごとに聞き直すこともできるわ。どうする？
More tutorial stuff, whatever. Could take a long time if I go over everything now. If you're in a hurry, we can save the explanations for later. I'd explain anything you'd like when you have time. Just look at the tutorials from the menu. What do you want to do? I think we pretty much got it.
Well, there's a couple things that are still unclear on, like the combat mana thing. I'd kind of like to know about that.
Fine.
Since that wasn't in the first game either.
わかったわ。それじゃこのまま続けるわね。
Alright, let's continue then.
Plus, I'd kind of like to put the actual battle in the next episode, so if we go over the specifics, it'll probably take up the rest of this one.
Mm-hmm.
マナサイクルについて解説するわ。とても重要なことだからしっかり理解してね。
I'll explain the mana cycle. This is very important, so listen carefully.
時間樹の生命の元素、それがマナ。
Mana is the main element of life in the time tree.
マナがなければ生命は生まれないし、命がついえればマナに帰っていく。
Without mana, there can be no life, and when a life ends, it returns to mana.
空間に満ちている元素、浮遊マナは有限なの。このマナの奪い合いが真剣を持つ者の戦争。
Free mana, the raw substance of life, exists in limited quantity. Controlling this mana is an essential part of any fight between Eternity Sword users.
Yeah. I know about this one for the first game. Infusing characters with mana is how you level them up.
各分子世界、時間樹そのもののマナの総量は決まっているから、敵の真剣使いから奪い取って自分たちを強化しないといけない。
There's a limited amount of mana in each branch world, so we need to take it to strengthen ourselves and to limit how much our enemies can use.
真剣を持つ者はマナを奪い合う運命にあるわ。私たちも例外じゃない。
Everyone with an Eternity Sword is destined to fight for mana. We are no exception.
拠点を制圧すると浮遊マナが獲得できるわ。周辺空間に満ちているマナを奪い取ったということ。
When you take control of a base, you can gather free mana from the region around it.
浮遊マナはこのままじゃ私たちに直接使うことはできないの。
However, we cannot directly use free mana.
のぞむくんの世界で言えば原油みたいなものだと思って。
To put in your world's terms, it's like crude oil.
ガソリンみたいに
so
私たちが使える元素構成に変換しないといけないの。
by your
その
world,
ためには
does she
根
mean
源
our
変換
world
の
or
質
Nozomu's
がいる
world?
わ。
Both, I'd imagine.
But then if she was meaning Nozomu's world, then she's admitting that she's not from that world, which might be kind of spoilery.
I think we could have already guessed that just a little bit.
Which means she had to have already jumped worlds from that one. We need to convert it into something we can use, like gasoline. That's what an arc of metanoia is for.
モノベ自体もある程度やってくれるんだけどね。一気にできるものじゃなくて少しずつ変換される。
No, we can convert a little bit too, but only gradually, not all at once.
そうすると保有マナと呼ばれるものになるわ。
Once that's done, it's turned into bound mana.
私たちはこの保有マナを使って神聖強化やアーティファクト召喚をすることになるの。
Those of us with divine natures can strengthen ourselves and summon artifacts with this mana.
その時に保有マナからコストとしてマナが引かれるわけ。
The mana we need for that comes from our bound mana.
これが生命の元素であるマナの等価交換の仕組み。
And that's how you use mana, the substance of life.
アーティファクト召喚の場合は撤去することでその分のマナは還元されるから安心してね。
Don't worry about summoning artifacts. If you have to remove them, then some of the mana will be returned to you.
強大な敵に打ち勝つには私たちも上回るマナを手に入れないといけない。何かから
We need
奪
a
わ
lot
ない
of
と
mana in
進
order
むことは
to
で
defeat
きない。
powerful enemies. If we don't take it, then we won't be able to do anything.
悲しいことだけど覚悟を決めて。
I know it's sad, but we have no choice.
以上、先輩のマナサイクル解説。
That's it for Satsuki's mana cycle lecture.
のぞむくん、ロールとスキルの関係について解説するわよ。
Nozomu, let me explain the relationship between roles and skills.
重要なとこだから耳かっぽじってよく聞いてね。
This is really important, so you better pay attention.
ユニットにはアタッカー、ディフェンダー、サポーターの3種類の役割が存在するの。
Okay, I think that maybe you know this one?
Yeah, I do.
And
But there
here
is,
is-
there is a white.
Every unit has 3 roles: attacker, defender, and supporter.
White and black units are fierce attackers? blue was the strongest attacker in the original.
Well, they changed it. They've changed the games, if you might have noticed.
Yeah.
この役割のことをロールと呼ぶの。
Each role has its own duty in battle.
アタッカーは直接攻撃を担当よ。アタックスキルを使うことができるロールね。文字通り攻撃してダメージを与えるのが仕事。
Attackers are in charge of direct attacks. They use attack skills to damage the enemy.
ダメージにはマテリアルとフォースの2系統があって、それぞれ攻撃力と威力を使うの。
There are two types of damage, material and force, which are influenced by the strength and magic stats respectively.
アタックスキルは主にマテリアルが多いから攻撃力をチェック。
Most attack skills are materials to check the user's strength.
でもフォースのダメージが入っているものもあるから威力も忘れちゃダメだね。
But there are some that use force too, so don't forget about magic.
ディフェンダーは敵アタッカーの攻撃に対しての防御とダメージ軽減を担当。そのためのディフェンススキルを使うわ。
Defenders protect the unit against the enemy attacker. Use defense skills to reduce the damage taken.
さらに全体攻撃を受けた時もディフェンススキルが全体防御だった場合、みんなのダメージを軽減させることができるの。
Furthermore, when an attack target the whole unit, they can reduce the damage to everyone if the defense skill has the cover all trait.
Well, that's new. And very much appreciated. Skills that hit the whole party like the Dragon's Breath weapons were seriously irritating.
ディフェンススキルでのダメージ軽減はマテリアルダメージに対してはマテリアル。
A defense skill needs a material value to reduce material damage.
フォースダメージに対してはフォースが対応する。
Likewise, force corresponds to force damage.
ディフェンススキルの効果はサポートスキルにも適用されるの。
The effectiveness of a defense skill can also be affected by support skills.
だからいくらマテリアルのダメージ軽減値が高くてもフォースのダメージ軽減値が低かった場合はフ
This is even
ォ
making
ースの
her
ダメー
dizzy.
ジはいっぱい受けちゃう。
So if you're hit with a skill that does force damage, doesn't matter how high material defense might be, you'll still take the full force damage.
敵のアタックスキルやサポートスキルに注意してうまく得意なディフェンダーを配置してね。
Pay attention to the enemy's attack and support skills and choose a good, strong defender.
ちなみにディフェンススキルが発動できないとクリティカルになっちゃうから大注意よ。
By the way, be very careful. If you run out of defense skills or lose your defender, you'll take critical damage from all attacks.
サポーターは様々な支援をするロールよ。支援スキルであるサポートスキルが使えるのよ。
The supporter role is just like it says, it supports. There are all kinds of support skills that can be used to heal.
強力な攻撃理法や自分たちの回復、敵の弱体化などなど目白押しよ。戦闘の有利不利の決め手と言ってもいいわね。
Things like painful attacks, healing the party, or weakening the enemy. You could say they provide the edge in battle.
アタックタイミングで発生するアタックスキルやディフェンスタイミングで発生するディフェンススキルと異なってサポートスキルはいつでも発生の可能性がある。
Attack skills always happen during the attack phase, and defense skills in the defense phase, but support skills can trigger at almost any time.
So yeah, that's what I was wondering about in that first one. We were trying to figure out where the skill happens.
Whenever it needs
ディバイ
to.
ンフォースタイミングで発動するディバインフォースとサポートスキルに割り込むインタラプト、そして場に設置するセットアップ。
Divine Force skills take effect during the Divine Force phase. Interrupt skills that occur when triggered, and encounter skills happen at the start of battles.
大きく分ければこの3種類プラスアルファって思っておいて。それぞれ細かいのは後で説明するけど。
Most support skills fall into these three categories. There are some special skills that don't, which I'll explain in a little more depth later.
とりあえずサポーターは使い方をうまくすれば強い敵に打ち勝つポイントになるから覚えておいてね。
For But Neo, just remember that if you use your supporter well, you can overcome an enemy's strengths.
最後に部隊内には必ず一つずつしかロールを持つことができないの。
Each character in unit can only have one role at a time unless they're an all-rounder.
例えば同じ部隊でアタッカーとサポーターみたいな編成は無理なの。
For example, the attacker in the unit can't also be the supporter.
あくまで一つのロールは一つだけ。
Just one wheel per person.
一つの部隊を2人だけで構成することもできるけど、基本的にはかなり不利になると思って覚悟してね。
You can make a unit with only 2 people, but be careful if you do that because you'll be at a big disadvantage.
Not necessarily all the time. That's a key tactic to keep in mind. Like I imagine there's probably similar skills to the first game, and one of the enemy red skills was a really strong skill that hurt the defender a lot, but could only target the defender. So if you manage to defeat the enemy's attacker so that you don't need a defender, then attacking with only 2 people will negate them being able to use their support skill at all, if you have no defender in the party. So it's a good tactic to keep in mind at times.
ディフェンダーがディフェンススキルを使えない状況だと防御ができずにクリティカルが発生しちゃうわ。
If you're in a situation without a defender to use a defense skill, you'll take critical damage.
文字通り危険な被害を受けるから、とにかくディフェンススキルはしっかり発動させて。
You'll suffer extra damage and be in terrible danger, so make sure you use your defense skills well.
サポートスキルのダメージもディフェンススキルが発動しないと全てクリティカルになっちゃうからね。
If a defense skill isn't used, then damage from support skills will become critical as well.
全滅を避けるためにもしっかりディフェンス約束ね。
To keep from being wiped out, promise that you'll protect yourself.
のぞむくん、各キャラクターの色について説明するね。
Zomu, let me explain the colors of characters.
Okay, I am interested in the white.
すべてのキャラクターは
Every
色を持って
character
い
has
る
a
の。
color.
白、青、赤、緑、黒の5色。すべてが必ず1色は持っていて、どれかに属するわ。
White, blue, red, green, black. 5 colors, everybody has one of them, no exceptions. So, those 5 colors...
So I guess they made probably turn the main character and the special units into the white class, I guess. Before they
Those
were kind of
5
a separate from the color palette.
Hello. Those 5 colors, and also mana, and defenders. Are we sure this isn't just something else?
各色の特徴はこれよ。
Every color has its own characteristics.
Penetrate? That's something new. Green penetrates white?
Or maybe it's just saying that green
各色の
penetrates in
特徴を
general.
把握して部隊編成や戦闘中のロールチェンジを行わないと危険よ。
You'll have trouble with role changes in unit setup if you don't understand the characteristics of each color.
これから戦う敵が何色でどんなスキルを持っているか、その確認だけは忘れないようにね。
Never forget to check the color of your enemies and what kind of skills they have, okay?
今の時点で気をつけなくちゃいけないポイントは、
Here's the main things you should be careful of for Neo.
白はプロテクションを持っているから、戦うときは白のディフェンススキルに気をつけて。
He's just saying that in general, white has protection, so pay attention to white defense skills when you fight.
青のアタックスキルはダメージが大きいから、赤や黒みたいな防御力が低いキャラクターで受けると危険よ。
Blue attack skills are powerful, so watch out for high damage to characters with low defense like red or black.
赤が強力な全体ダメージを与えるディバインフォースを放つときは、しっかりと青でバニッシュ。
Red has powerful divine force skills that can damage whole parties, so make sure you banish them with blue.
緑は抵抗力が低いから赤のサポートスキルには気をつけないとダメ。でも防御力はすごいから理力だけに気をつければいけるわ。
Green has low resistance, so watch out for red support skills, but they have great physical defense. Just be careful of magical attacks.
黒は一部青のバニッシュスキルが効かないから、黒がサポーターの時はロールチェンジをしっかりね。
Black is usually immune to blue banish skills, so make sure you arrange units well when you're against a black supporter. So it's basically saying that
以上を踏まえておけば、と
hoping that
り
you
あ
would
えず
leave
なん
that
とか
on
な
for
るかもよ。
a little bit longer so I could explain my theory.
Oh, sorry.
Saying that white protection is good against having black, and black anti-banish is good against blue banish, and blue banish is good against the red, which can attack all. And attacking all is good against green, which is usually very strong, just for the defender. And so green has penetration, which could potentially go through white's protection. If you
とに
think
か
it will,
く各色のスキル
whatever.
の特徴をチェ
Anyway,
ッ
make
ク
sure
して
you
おいて
check on
ね。
the characteristics of the skills for every color.
以上、生徒会長の色講座でした。
This concludes the President's course on colors.
はいはい注目。戦闘中のロールチェンジについて説明するわよ。
Let me have your attention, please. I'm going to explain changing roles in combat. You
Yes.
wanted the full tutorial.
Well, I was expecting it would give me a list of options that I could ask about.
No, you wanted the full tutorial.
I wanted to know about some things that weren't present in the first game, is what I wanted.
戦闘時に相手のターンが終了すると、次のターンが始まる前にロールチェンジが
During
できるの
battle,
よ。
you can change characters' roles before the next turn begins.
ロールチェンジしたいキャラクターと交代するキャラクターをクリックすれば、2人のロールを入れ替えることができるの。ロ
Yeah, I kind of already figured
ール
that
を入れ
out,
替えれば、もちろん使用する
You
スキ
change
ル
the
も変
roles
わるわ。
to
性質の違うスキルをそれぞれのキャラクターに設定しておいて、臨機応変に入れ替えるのがセオリーね。
change roles, change skills, skills with different roles, and make sure you adapt to changing circumstances.
ちなみに戦闘マナはロールチェンジ前に持っていた分がそのまま引き継がれるの。うまく使えばコストの高いスキルも楽に発動できるかもね。
Characters will also inherit the combat mana they had in the previous role. Change roles intelligently, and you'll be able to use high mana skills easily.
やみくもに突撃するだけじゃなくて、状況に応じてテキパキと対応する。勝つためには重要な要素だから、ちゃんと把握しておくのよ。
Don't just change at random though, adapt quickly according to the situation. This is very important to winning, so never forget it.
のぞむくん、スキルの回数について説明するから聞いてね。
Soon I'm going to explain skill uses, so listen up.
セットされたスキルには必ず残回数があるわ。
Yeah, they have a set number of uses.
Yeah, I know that. In fact, I said that. It's just they're a lot higher in this game than they were in the first.
その名の通り、スキルを使うことができる残り回数よ。
As you might expect, it shows how many times the skill can be used.
これがゼロになったら使えなくなっちゃうから、そうしたらまだ回数がある別のスキルをセットしてね。
It's zero, you can't use this anymore, so... so set another skill with uses left in its place.
拠点に戻ることで回数は徐々に
This
回
is all
復するか
covered
ら、
gradually
危
while
なく
you
なっ
rest
たら
in base,
戻
so
っ
make
た
sure
方
you
が身の
come
ためよ。
back when you're in danger.
ディフェンスの回数がなくてボッコボコにされるのはよくあることだからね。
Don't have any defense skills left, you'll definitely be torn to pieces.
私がボコボコにされたら、今度はのぞむくんをボッコボコにするからね。
If I get all beat up, then you're going to get all beat up, okay?
まだまだあるんだけど、この先はまたその時に説明するわ。
There's still more, but I can explain it later.
続きをお楽しみにね。
Look forward to next time.
もうお主は出てこなくていい。
You don't need to show up anymore.
とにかくアズライルへ向か
Anyway, head towards Aselia.
うのだ。剣を握る以上は必ず生き残り勝つ。それだけは忘れるな。我も力を惜しまん。
Now that you've taken up the sword, you must fight and win to survive. Never forget that, and never forget that all the power I possess is yours.
戦う決意をし
So
た
we
以上
can be the full
敵を
power
倒
of
す
the
ことをた
Brass.
めらうな。でなければ
You've made the
死ぬ
decision
こと
to
になる
fight,
ぞ。
so do not hesitate to defeat your enemy or you'll die.
行くぞ。
Let's go! Before it's going, we'll have to wait until the next episode.
Darn it still didn't tell me the one thing that I really wanted to know. Deal with the
What?
combat mana.
Yeah, you
Alright.
gather combat mana as you attack, and then you use it for certain skills or something.
Your skills are your attacks and defenses. Everything you do in combat is a skill.
Special skills.
Maybe?
Maybe a boost to the skills?
Like a limit break type thing? There wasn't anything like that in the first one.
There wasn't anything like
In
a
any
lock
case,
pick in the
yeah,
first
you're
one.
right. We will actually conduct the battle to liberate Aselia in our next episode. Thank you all for watching and have a good one.